Hey everybody, and welcome to the VHS Bandits podcast. This is Dane Train, and I am over here with my co-host,
Topher Hansen.
and we are here with Jason, the one and only VHS collector and owner and operator of ChampionVideo. What's up, dude?
Hey, what's up, guys? How's it going? I'm happy to be here and hanging out with you dudes.
Thank you so much
thanks
for connecting with us.
coming on the show, man.
Yeah.
Of course.
So,
Yes.
go ahead, dude.
On the Instagrams, I stumbled upon your account, I don't know, a few weeks ago or a month or so ago, and I was like, is this real? Does this guy own a VHS rental video store? And lo and behold, it is real. So, goddamn, man, congratulations. That is awesome. First of all, I wish I was in Houston, Texas. First off, why don't you tell our listeners where people can go, because it's a legit store. I still find it hard to believe that it exists. So give yourself a little plug.
Okay, will do, man. Yeah, so I operate here out of Houston, Texas. I actually do the entire rental thing out of my house. And I had a pretty big VHS collection and was trying to think of a unique way to display it, and kind of joke with some friends like, man, I should open like a rental store and let people come and actually rent tapes. And they're like, haha, yeah, good idea. But it came into a reality, and everything's set up. People get their membership cards. I've got a full inventory. They come in and rent tapes. We're up to about 150 members right now, so it's going pretty strong.
Oh, that's awesome. That's so
That
cool.
is great.
So
How long have you been open for? Sorry, dude.
Just a little over a year. I've been collecting tapes for longer than that, but just about a year. It was like May 2017, so maybe a couple days past a year.
Nice.
Oh, it's your anniversary nearly. Or it passed. Happy anniversary. Happy belated anniversary.
So is it out of your basement or your garage?
It was the first location that I had. At my last place I stayed was out of the garage, and as you know, in Houston we have terrible humidity and a lot of heat, which is super bad for tapes. So I decided to get something where I could have some space inside and have them all air conditioned and taken care of.
Nice. All right.
So you
it's in
let...
what's supposed to. Oh, I'm sorry, man.
No, go ahead.
It's supposed to be what's supposed to be my bedroom, but sacrifices were made, and I have a bed in my living room, and the actual bedroom is the video store. So yeah.
So
Wow.
patrons come and visit you on an appointment basis. Is that right?
They do. Yeah, I still work my regular job and everything, but they've got to hit me up, make an appointment. I kind of screen them, make sure there's no creepers because I'm inviting people into my house. But just kind of talk to them, get a good feel for them, check the FBI want list, make sure they're not in the top 10.
Whitey Bulger, you cannot rent tapes. You can go to the VHS video basement. Send us an email.
Yeah. So I obviously, we've seen tons and tons of pictures of this area, but tell us a little bit about the space. Like, is there a square footage? Like what can people expect
Yes.
when they give us like a virtual tour of when we're going inside of ChampionVideo?
Okay, I'll do it. I'll give you a virtual tour, but close your eyes and use your imagination, kids. So you walk up to the door, and I've got an open sign that has the hours and the prices for rentals, the 50-cent late fee per day, that kind of thing on it. So you walk inside. It's modeled more after those like mom and pop shops more than like the blockbuster Hollywood videos, which were great, but I really have an affinity for those, like the mom and pop style stores. So you walk in, there's a big, huge custom arcade. The video store I went to as a kid had a giant multicade in there, so I wanted to do that as like a testament to Aardvark Video that I grew up going to. I've got a big display counter that it's filled with like candy, popcorn, trading cards like Garbage Pail Kids, Ninja Turtles,
cool.
like that. And then everything's broken up into sections. So you've got like the horror section, which makes up about like 40 to 50% of the tapes in there. You've got your action, sci-fi, ninja and kung fu has its own section, as well as the kaiju Godzilla stuff.
Nice.
There's a section called the Weird Terrible section, which is one of my favorites because it has just like bonkers stuff that's like, why was this ever put onto a videotape? There's a bunch of standees everywhere. Posters are all over the ceiling. I just tried to make it what I remembered as a kid, just walking into like this rat's nest of really cool horror and sci-fi stuff like all over the place.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Super cool. Super cool. So you have an adult section too?
Oh yeah, I do. Yeah, what authentic, legitimate video store did not have an adult section?
It's like an essential. You got to have it.
It is very essential. Yeah, there's a couple choice titles in there. Before I really found a lot of good adult titles, I had some of my friends. I enlisted them on Facebook, and it got like a crazy amount of responses of people using like punny references. I don't know what exactly is appropriate for the show to say.
Oh,
Yeah, you can say whatever you want. Don't worry about it. Yeah, anything.
There's RoboCock is one of them.
Ooh.
Clitters is one of them.
Whoa! Wait,
you remember, like,
there's a Critters porn parody?
Well, these are ones that I had people make up before I could fill it in actual.
Okay.
Oh my god.
Backdoor to the Future. One of my favorites, because it ruined my childhood when someone said this. One of my favorites was Mac and Me as a kid, and they simply changed it, and it was devastating to my childhood. They changed it to Mac in Me.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Can you imagine? Ugh.
Oh, it's terrible. It's terrible.
Oh, that's great.
But so now there is actual adult films in there. I've got a lot of the like 80s big box ones. One of the best ones in there. There's one called Black to the Future, and there's one called Wet Dream on Elm Street. That's kind of like the
all right.
one in there.
Is there? What does the Freddy look like?
It's a girl with like no shirt and a Freddy claw coming up from the nether regions kind of thing. Yeah.
Okay. Oh, there's the Edward Dildo Fingers is out there.
Oh yeah.
Right, dude.
Gotta track that one down.
Keep your eyes open.
If anybody out there has
Or
it,
closed.
I'll trade you for that. I'll trade you.
You have to get in touch with
my
VHS
holy
Marijuana
grail.
Kid to stock you up with all that stuff, because I think he has a huge collection of that stuff.
He is great, man. I love seeing his posts. They're always hilarious.
Yeah.
He does a good thing. It does some cool giveaways too, man.
Oh, totally, yeah. So now we've gotten kind of an idea of the area, the inside of ChampionVideo. Now, when somebody comes in, what is the going rate for your tapes? Is it different between tapes? Is it like so many days? How does it work?
It's usually just done by the day. Like friends, I don't charge them, man, because it's like a friend coming over to rent a video or something like that. Eventually, the goal is to eventually have like an actual brick and mortar store. I'm slowly saving up like duplicates of tapes, which is why I'm not really heavy on trading, even though that's a really fun part of VHS collecting.
Yeah.
But yeah, to kind of answer your question, man, it's essentially like they'll come in. Just like a couple bucks, man. I usually do it by like a donation kind of thing.
Oh wow.
Donation jar gets filled up. I'll turn it right around and put that money back into tapes or like cool stuff for the store. So
Nice.
kind of 360 kind of thing.
Nice.
Awesome.
Nice.
What is the process if someone wants to become a member of ChampionVideo?
Yes. FBI background check, CIA background check. No. I'll talk to them on Facebook, man, or through Instagram, kind of get a feel for them. They come over, and I actually have an application form that they'll fill out. As a joke, I put social security number on there, and a couple people have actually put it on there, so I had to use some whiteout and get that off. But yeah, they'll fill out the form. I get them their membership card, write their phone number on it, which is how I look them up and what's in the system, what's checked out. And then they get some stickers or something like that, and yeah, it's completely legitimate, man, where they can come in, rent tapes, and get their membership card, which is laminated, by the way, for effect.
Nice.
Nice.
Now, do you take people's credit card numbers in case they destroy what they've rented?
No, actually, you know what? That will be a thing when I have the brick and mortar stuff, but it's kind of a trust basis kind of deal. I've only had one guy that's come in that was like super shady and pulled off like 7 of the rarest tapes that were on the shelf. Was like, yeah, man, I want to go ahead and rent these. I'm like, I don't really know you, man, so I don't feel comfortable you taking home like big box video violence and terror on tape and a lot of Herschel Gordon Lewis stuff. So I'll kind of limit it, and the more that people come, I'll kind of let them rent out more tapes, build trust and friendship.
Yeah, gotcha. Kind of like an honor system kind of a thing, huh?
Yeah, exactly, man.
Yeah, gotcha. Cool. Well, I mean, have you ever thought about like maybe adding? So you got the cards and some of the candy and stuff. Like, have you ever thought about maybe like having like a popcorn machine or something like that with like a little bags people can take home or something like that?
Oh, dude, tell me. Yeah, totally, man. There's a couple things like that I have that I frankly ran out of space. I know you asked the square footage. It's roughly like a 20-foot by 20-foot area.
Yeah.
But it is packed to the brim with tapes, and like every square inch that I could fit an extra tape in, I'll do it. Even if I have to rearrange an entire shelf to fit a new tape.
Oh wow.
But I've got a giant like gumball machine that has a track that it comes down, kind of like they had at Blockbuster.
Cool.
Nice.
Yeah.
There's a gumballs that I'll wrap in foil, and if you get that, you get a free rental. So that's
Ooh,
kind
all
of
right. Cool.
Yeah.
Oh, dude, that's so cool and authentic.
Yeah.
You know?
Is there a did you fashion a return slot into your bedroom door?
Oh, dude, see, I'm waiting until the battery on my chainsaw charges to no, not yet, man. But that is totally something I would love to do. I just don't know how the landlord would feel about me like drilling holes through
Oh
things.
yeah. So all right. So how do you handle late fees?
I'm usually pretty relaxed about it. I like to text my friends and tell them that they owe like $12,000 in late fees and they need to pay it off. But yeah, I'm usually pretty like don't tell anybody, but I'm pretty lenient about it. But some people, it's weird. Some people are actually excited to pay late fees because they haven't had to do that in a long time. So like, oh man, I owe you like $3, man. Here you go, and they just hand over the cash. And it's funny how that works because people would get super mad when they had late fees and come up with excuses and try to get out of it, like a speeding ticket. But now they're like nostalgia. Like imagine if cops didn't give tickets anymore and people went to the police station to pay tickets for nostalgia. It's kind of the same weird thing. Yeah, that's
crazy.
Excited to do it.
Oh, weird. Oh man, so I saw you have a couple of cool standees and some posters and neat stuff. You got an Elvira one. It's like, what other kind of like doodads do you have in there that you're really happy to have?
Oh, dude, a big part of it is there's a lot of original like one sheet posters, and I know a lot of poster collectors would probably cringe at the thought of me sticking thumbtacks through them, but I'm going for authenticity, and I've got like an original Spookies poster, Brain Dead, like the Dead Alive, but it's like the other version, the original name version of it, Chopping Mall, Microwave Massacre. There's a Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2 standee that I got recently. Same guy that had that Elvira standee, like from Thriller Video.
Nice.
Fright Night counter standee, Road Warrior, like stuff hanging off the walls. So a lot of promotional video store stuff.
Cool. Awesome. Oh man. So of all the stuff that you have in there, what's some of your favorite stuff?
I would say so. There's a couple things. There's like a little skull that my son got for me. He went on vacation with some friends and brought it back, and I like that. It's kind of front and center because it's something my kid got me. I'd say that my number one favorite like promotional thing is this really cool. It's in the shape of those JVC blank recordable tapes, but it's actually a light and it lights up. And it has one of those lights that you turn it on and you wait a couple seconds until it flickers and comes on. But I got that from a buddy of mine who bought it from Audio Video Plus, which was like big go-to video store here in Houston for a while. Rest in peace. But just knowing that it's from there and how unique and cool it is, I've never seen another one like it. I absolutely treasure that thing.
Oh, that's wicked cool,
That's
dude.
awesome.
I saw some pictures of that, and I was like, wow, that's probably like the last one in existence. All the other ones probably went out in the trash,
I know, man. Yeah, they're in a trash can or a landfill somewhere.
Yeah.
So I guess that's the next place to go look is let's just go to the landfill and start looking for stuff.
Oh, man.
Now, do you have a couple questions? Do you know how many, roughly how many tapes you have in your inventory, and what is the most rented tape, if you keep track of that stuff?
Okay, no, these are great questions, man. It's right now it's a little over 6,000 tapes.
Oh shit!
Wow, crazy.
I really tried. It would honestly probably be a lot more because I go to Goodwills and flea markets every single chance that I get. I'm going this weekend actually to look for some more. Most rented tape is Dr. Alien because I always recommend that to people. And
Yes,
people are
that movie's so good. I love it.
We'll have to do that on an episode. I haven't seen that.
yeah, dude.
I know
dude,
you have it, right?
come back on and do a show with us, and we'll talk about Dr. Alien. You want to do that?
Oh, dude, totally, man.
I
Dr. Alien
love
is
that
awesome.
movie to death. It's so good. It's so wacky.
It really is. It has like the right amount of 80s like sex comedy in it. But then also has like the really weird sci-fi twist. And anyone that hasn't seen it, keep an eye out for the bar scene. It's like a pretty notoriously bad, really, really bad. But it has Billy Jacoby from Beastmaster.
Oh yeah, sure.
Yeah, dude, he's in there too.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool. But yeah, it's a great one,
It's
man.
like
So
wacky Jim Wynorski craziness.
Right.
You know, it's so good. I love it.
Yeah, do you have like a staff recommendations section, or it's just you?
good. No.
Yeah.
That is actually something I'm working on. I do have an employee of the month that I have.
12 months going.
Yeah, he's been the same employee of the month for like a year. You're exactly right. But that's actually next. I'm working on clearing out some space and doing staff picks. So essentially, like some of my closest friends, get kind of a picture with them with their favorite tape, and then be like, yeah, so and so recommends this. So that's
wicked cool. Now, how about, have you ever thought about like maybe making some custom stickers to maybe put on some of your tapes, say like new release? Because let's just say you went on a hunt and you found a movie, right? And you brought it in, and you want to put a sticker, or I don't know if you have like protective slipcase to put on there and say like new release, or maybe put up a sign that says like new releases this month. You know what I mean?
Well, there is. So I'm glad you mentioned that. There is actually a new releases section because I'm really any VHS collector. You behold the beauty of like big box tapes and those ultra like super cool clamshells. Well, the shelves that I have were from an old video store all around, but they only fit the slip cases. So I had to actually make a couple custom shelves that would fit those.
Oh, no kidding.
And I'm kind of weird about. I have like a little bit of OCD with organizing it, and if you see the pictures of the store, you'll see all the slip cases are in order, but then you've got like a couple of big shelves full of the big boxes. So I was like, well, what do I label these? Because there's sci-fi, there's like comedy, there's horror stuff. So I just put a big new releases sign on it to kind of separate them that way.
Yeah, you probably have cut boxes and stuff like that too, right?
Oh, totally, dude. Yeah, so I know some people aren't big fans of cut boxes, and I understand that because I'm a collector too. I'll always take a look at condition and things like that. But having a rental store, I think it adds to the authenticity of it. And there's nothing cooler than seeing like the stickers that were on there originally. So that's why I don't add any to answer your question.
Gotcha.
But I will not take any of the old ones off because you just see like crazy video stores from all over the country and different stickers they have, and like don't leave the tape in the sun or it'll melt, things like that. I think that just oozes nostalgia, man. It's too cool to take that stuff off.
I agree. I'm personally a huge fan of cut boxes because to me it means this tape was actually at a video store and has that sort of unwritten history that it's been to a bunch of houses. You know what I mean? And has this, you know what I'm saying? Like it has this patina, this unknown adventure. You know what I mean? So as opposed to a tape that doesn't have one and has no stickers, and you're like, one owner or whatever. I like a tape that has been around the block a bit. You know?
Oh
what I
yeah.
mean? So
you like loose tape? Yeah.
Yeah.
When you rent out a tape, do you let the customer take home the original box, or do you put it in a generic Champion Video box or
Blockbuster?
something? Yeah.
Man, you guys have actually really good questions. I'm glad you asked that. So, a really good friend of mine, Ryan, that lives here in town, he's VHS Dungeon on Instagram.
Sure.
He was like, dude, you let people take the box home? And I'm like, when he said that, I was like, oh my, why am I letting people do this? Because that kind of deters people from stealing it if they're a collector. Because obviously a loose tape doesn't go for what a box tape does or whatever.
True.
Yeah. So he's like, man, I'm gonna start picking you up these like black clamshells, and then to stick your Champion Video sticker on it and let people take them home. So yeah, now when people rent them out, I'll leave the box on the shelf, which number one lets people know, hey, you've got this tape. It's just rented out right now. And then second, and then also helps me remember, like, why do I not have scanners? Like, and I'll buy a copy of it or trade for a copy of it, and then they'll return it, and I'll be like, oh god, I just bought scanners twice. But yeah, they'll actually have that clamshell. It protects it. It has the ChampionVideo logo, so it's kind of custom without spending a lot of money.
Nice.
Nice.
Oh, that's
I'm glad
awesome.
to hear that. Now, how many copies of Titanic and Jurassic Park do you have?
I have one copy of Jurassic Park because I did see that movie in theaters and it blew my mind, and it actually still holds up to this day.
Yeah, it does.
Absolutely.
Regrettably, I don't have any copies of Titanic. I'm sure you're familiar with Everything is Terrible with
Sure.
they do the Jerry Maguires and stuff.
Oh, yeah.
So I've got a total blatant rip-off idea of that. Is I would love to get all the Titanics, build a giant Titanic boat out of it, and then proceed to sink the Titanic boat of VHS into the ocean and make it have like Rose from Titanic somehow be there. I don't know if you guys know her. Get her there, you know.
Oh, that's
Dude,
awesome.
just go down to any Savers and you'll find enough Titanic tapes in 2 trips.
Oh,
and
absolutely.
You'll be fine.
Minimum of, or probably maximum 2, you know?
Could you imagine though? You pull up to a thrift store with like all your friends, and each one of them is in a U-Haul, and you walk in the front and you're like, "Load me up with all the Titanics," and they don't even ask twice because they're so happy to get rid of them.
Yeah, right? Oh, man, that'd be great. So I also know that you put together a sweet VHS swap down there, too.
I did.
So
I did.
tell
man.
us about that. This just
yeah,
happened,
well,
right?
It did. We had the last one Sunday, April 29th, at a really cool place called Insomnia. There's an art gallery that had a huge space indoors with air conditioning and bathrooms and food
nice.
and all kinds of stuff. The first one was actually really cool too. Our good friends over at Misfit Toys here in town, they're like a vintage toy store. They let us do the swap meet in their parking lot. And after the first one happened, the amount of vendors and people that wanted to come like doubled in size almost instantly.
Wow.
So we unfortunately had to get like a bigger spot, but the bigger spot has worked out really good.
Cool.
The whole idea behind it, man, like that's why I do the video store stuff and try to make friends on Instagram with people, or just try to get to know other collectors, because there's a lot of collectors of things out there, but VHS is still kind of niche. I mean, it's definitely catching on. But to find someone locally, very few people actually know another collector that like would come over to their house or that would hang out with them and go hunting for tapes.
Yeah.
And I was like, man, I know this dude that lives in Austin, this guy that lives like 10 minutes away, this girl lives an hour away. So the idea was to kind of build like a big community, get people together and swap tapes. And the results, I was honestly blown away and did not expect that many people to be into tapes. And it was really a cool thing, man. Probably one of the most fun days of my life ever is seeing all these collectors, like they're trading, interacting, talking about tapes. So this is going to be a thing we try to do monthly. The next one I'm shooting for the end of June. But yeah, it's really fun, man. It went off really well, and it was kind of one of those things where it's like either a lot of people could show up, or like maybe my mom would show up with cupcakes for support.
So if someone wants to get a vendor table or just attend, how do they find you and set that up?
Yeah, so if they're interested in attending, anybody from anywhere is welcome to come. We do right now have to limit it to 25 vendor tables, which we had about that many at the last one.
Okay.
But they can go to on Facebook. It has its own page. It's Houston VHS Swap. They can also contact me through Instagram or Facebook on ChampionVideo too. I will get them signed up. We do tables for like $10 if we provide the table, and $5 if they bring their own. And it's not to like get rich, but just to kind of pay for the cost of the event thing.
Sure.
Yeah, that's cheap.
Yeah, that's awesome. Very cool.
No coupons though.
Oh, jeez, no coops.
No coupons.
2 for 1 at the Sizzler.
Yeah. So I'm gonna be at a VHS swap in a couple of weeks on June 9th in Bridgeport, Connecticut, above the archive. There's Magnetic Fest. It's gonna be their third
awesome.
one. I went so me and our other co-host Kevbot, we went last year just to go, and like we bought a bunch of tapes and had a really good time. And this year we're gonna go and have a table. So for the first time, we're actually gonna be able to like interact with other people, and we're gonna be there like recording the event too, and like talking to other vendors and patrons and stuff. And I don't know if there's gonna be anybody there who knows who the shit we are,
They will.
I don't know. I mean, we'll see. We'll see.
Connecticut's a big demo for us.
Yeah, I guess, sure.
Well, hey, I think you guys are gonna kill it. You're gonna have all the fanboys and fangirls coming up, like,
Oh my God, it's Daintree!
I'm wondering, like, if I should bring some of those fancy,
my
like,
butt
autographing
freak.
pens. You know, like this, like you know, when you go to like a con and there's like a Sharpie that like you can write on something that's black. So like maybe they'll want us to sign their VHS tapes
Tits?
or something. I don't know. That'd be
oh,
fun.
dude, yeah, you should totally do that. But also have like 10 of your friends form a line, so it looks like there's always a line of people waiting to meet you.
It's not a bad idea.
Yeah, good point.
If
Everybody's
you
like, oh, what's all the
go
hubbub
to
about?
Magnetic Fest and you see 10 people waiting for the VHS Bandits, it is 100% legitimate, and we did not do that.
That's right.
Wink. When is
Oh,
Magnetic Fest?
Magnetic Fest is June 9th, Saturday, June
All right,
9th.
go see Dane
From noon to
Train and
5.
Kevbot.
Yep, at the Archive in Bridgeport, Connecticut. There you go.
I'll be there in spirit.
It's gonna take us 2 hours to get there, and it's gonna be awesome. So, so I know you. So you're a good buddy with VHS Bloodbath, who is in your area too.
I am. Yeah, he's one of my best buds, man, and
Awesome.
that's another cool thing. Yeah, he was on with you guys doing the Toxic Avenger
Yep.
podcast, which was hysterical, by the way.
Thanks.
Oh, I'm glad you enjoyed it.
That was great. I was like, yeah, these guys are funny, man. I had a good hour sitting in traffic coming home from work, living in Houston, you could imagine. So I was able to listen to the entire thing in one sitting.
Hey, all right.
Yeah, it was
Thanks,
great,
dude.
man. But
That's always a plus.
it was really good. But yeah, he's a great guy, man. Actually, never had seen his collection before, but we went up to Texas Frightmare in Dallas and met like Clive Barker and the Claudio Fragasso, who did directed Troll 2.
Yeah.
And it was super fun, man. We went for the weekend and just hung out and tried to talk each other into not spending our mortgage at that place.
Oh,
no
God,
kidding.
yeah, that must be hard.
Yeah, but he's a super cool guy, man. He came to one of the movie screenings that I do here in town, and because he found out about it that way. We'll kind of do a screening at one of my buddy's toy shops called VHS Slaughterfest.
Yeah, awesome.
We played some really, really fun movies, man. First one was my personal all-time favorite, Frankenhooker.
Oh, I love that
Nice,
movie. It's
yeah.
so good.
Yeah, it's so
Do you-
fun, man.
At these screenings, do you play it on VHS?
Oh, 100%, man. If it's not on
Nice.
VHS, it doesn't get played.
Oh man, do you just put it into a shitty tube TV, or what's the setup for this?
Well, so it's actually in the hallway of this old rundown antique store place. It kind of has a grindhouse feel to it. It's pretty cool and actually kind of creepy if you're trying to go back to the bathroom. It just seems like you may or may not get murdered. Is this pee worth it, kind of thing? But yeah, it's we play it on I've got a projector and an 8-foot screen, but it's always on VHS, and I try to kind of make it interactive with people and make it fun. So there'll be giveaways and prizes. Usually it's a framed poster of the movie that we're screening is the good prize, but people actually come a lot for the shitty prizes that we do. So some of these prizes are more of a punishment prize. So you'll get something you'll get it in a drawing, and then instead of winning the poster you wanted, you'll get a VHS of a documentary. It's volume 2 of North American lighthouses.
Ooh, what a prize!
One of them was how to make Victorian lampshades, but what was really funny is the guy that got it, he's a good friend of mine. It actually turned his life around, and he's now making Victorian lampshades.
Wait, what? What?
I'm
Oh my
completely
god!
serious. He's a really crafty guy.
What?
He does all kinds of really cool stuff. The Whimsy Artisan is his wife's shop that he does. But yeah, he was like, "Hey, dude, remember you gave me that Victorian lampshade VHS?" And I was like, "Oh yeah," ready to laugh with him about it. And he's like, "Oh, dude, it's great, man. I've already made a couple, and I'm gonna start selling them." And I was like, "Holy shit!"
Crazy.
Wow.
Maybe you can get a Champion Video custom Victorian lampshade for the shop.
Oh man, one can dream. One can dream.
Maybe
Every rental store needs one.
maybe you could find a VHS camera and record him on how to make Victorian
Yeah,
lampshades.
he can make the follow-up video.
Yeah. Volume 2.
The fans asked for it, and we're giving it to you. Victorian Lampshades Volume 2.
Oh man. So you're obviously in your area. Obviously you've now got a big following down there. And so tell us about like your presence on Instagram, because obviously we've had a big presence on there for the last couple of years in doing our podcast. So like how do you feel about like the tape community out there?
Man, honestly, it's great. I've met so many really cool people, and it's kind of a shame that all of us live so far away, man. I think we would all get together and have like shitty movie night as much as possible.
Oh, yeah.
Absolutely.
But yeah, there's great people to trade with. I mean, with every kind of collecting that's out there, whether it be like records or retro gaming or VHS, there's always going to be a couple bad eggs. I've been lucky and not ran into anybody like that. But I would always say, man, like before you trade with somebody, really try to get to know them or check them out. I mean, people are always going to talk if there's a scammers, which is cool because people kind of get each other's backs, and it's a kind of a motherly thing where you're taking people under your wing that are new to it. But there's some pretty cool collectors out there, man. Some are pretty nuts, and I appreciate that too.
Yeah, there's a lot of. I mean, hey, you know what's cool is like it runs the gamut. You know what I mean? Like you've got everybody out there who they want whatever big boxes and all kinds of stuff, and then you got people who like me, like I'm into like if I go to Savers and I find a 90s kids movie. Oh yeah, clown porn. Sure, there you go. Yeah. No, if I find like a kids movie, like 90s kids movie, like I just found First Kid, with Sinbad. Like I was psyched to get that. You know what I mean? So
nice,
dude.
Like
stupid puffy cases. Like I'm happy as stink to find stuff like that.
Yeah. So what's your preferred VHS genre?
Oh man, I mean, I'm gonna have to say it's a huge toss-up tie between horror, obviously, but like shitty 80s horror, and just ridiculous, bonkers, testosterone explosion, boobs everywhere, 80s action movies.
Andy Starr kind of shit, right?
Oh my god, dude, yes, yeah. And speaking of, we did play Hard Ticket to Hawaii at the second VHS
nice.
swap.
Oh, that's dude, I love it.
Fun.
That's great.
Do you have in your store? Do you have a TV that's playing tapes on loop, or I mean, you rewind them or whatever? But
I do, actually. I do. Yeah, there's the ChampionVideo, kind of like the screener TV. Got a couple like promotional, like Tammy and the T-Rex and Troll 2.
Oh my God, you have that?
Yeah. I was lucky to find those.
I need to rent that. I'm moving to Houston.
Yeah, me too.
Dude, come on down here. As long as you guys like barbecue and traffic and hot weather, but lots of fun things to do, it'll be perfect.
I like
for you.
two of those.
I have all of those things already besides one. So
I like one a lot, not so much the other two, but I'll live with at least one of them.
Right. Spaghetti.
Yeah, spaghetti. Oh man. So by the way too, I understand that if people don't live near you, they can still get a membership card or even a shirt. Is that right?
They can. I can be bought, is what you're saying.
You can be bought, right? Yeah. Money buys everything, right?
Everything has its price.
I wanted to kind of make it like an exclusive thing where you had to actually show up, to the store and sign up and get your membership card.
Then someone offered you money.
Yeah, right. Yeah, some of my friends were like, dude, you should make some shirts. I'm like, nobody would want a shirt, Well, maybe they would, Let's try it out. So I designed a shirt. The first one was absolutely stupid and terrible, by the way. And then I was like, let me really put 100% into this, because I do like graphic design as a side gig.
Nice, cool.
And came up with a ChampionVideo logo. Like all the letters are all melty, and it's got like kind of a 3D orange and green skull, for the O in Champion. And designed them, put them up there, and was like, hey, would anybody be interested in getting one? And got actually a really big response. And I ordered like 50 shirts, and they all sold out within like the first week, which is
that's unbelievable. That's fantastic.
Yeah. So yeah, there's shirts. I made some stickers, which I'll have to send some to you guys. But
I got stickers too. We'll do a trade.
So yeah, let's do a sticker trade, man. Let's do it.
Awesome.
Let's do it. But yeah, the rental cart. So if someone ordered a shirt, I was like, you know what, they're spending their hard-earned money to support a passion of mine, and I want to show appreciation, and like that to me is definitely worthy of a membership. So I made sure to include those with anybody that ordered a t-shirt.
Nice.
Good
Do
you still have t-shirts available?
Well, I'm about to do round 2. I've got there's like 30-ish people that are waiting on one that I've been promising and promising. I promise I'm gonna order these again. So yeah, I'm gonna order some, and I'll tell you what, because you guys are awesome, I'm gonna get each of you a shirt. So let me know.
Oh my gosh!
Awesome.
Yes,
Thanks,
I
dude.
would love that. Thank you so
Yeah.
much.
We've
I'll
got
send
some
it to you.
Bandit shirts. So I'll tell you what, we'll do a trade for a shirt, a membership card, and a sticker because we got all that same stuff too. So we'll do that.
Let's do it. Let's do
Alright.
it, man.
Nice
I mean, I
stuff.
know all of us go around shirtless all the time because we're super ripped.
Of course.
Oh, totally. Yeah, yeah.
But I mean, when we wear shirts, it'll be cool to have each other's shirts. That'll be cool.
There you go. Well, you guys are in like warm weather. I'm in the cold, so I gotta wear shirts maybe a little bit more than you guys. So I'll be rocking the champion shirt. More like 100% of the time.
Nice.
I'm just gonna cut out the logo and masking tape it to my chest.
There you go. Yeah, perfect.
You should. I think I would pay for a Champion Video tattoo on your chest if you got it.
That.
There you
Yeah,
go.
we'll see.
Maybe an airbrush
Maybe.
tattoo.
Why wouldn't my first tattoo be a giant Champion Video logo on my chest?
Yeah.
Why
that'd be
not?
great. Do you guys have any VHS tattoos to show your VHS love?
We have 0 tattoos.
Zero tattoo. No tattoo. Like
No
right on your
tattoos.
face?
No,
nothing gracing any of my ass cheeks.
What? That's not what I heard. That's...
Hey,
Prove
don't, hey,
Prove
whatever
it.
VHS Bloodbath told you, it's not true.
Oh, he told me lots of things. Lots of things. No, man, but I know one day, man, it'd be cool. I think we should all do like this giant, huge VHS swap and just get all you cool dudes together and
I would
have
love
this
to.
giant swap. It'd be amazing.
I'll start saving my pennies for a plane ticket to that, dude. Honestly,
Yeah,
that would be like beyond fucking awesome.
How do you rent out a convention center? Let's do that. They have horror conventions, as you just went to Frightmare, right? Is that what it's called?
Yep, Texas Frightmare.
Texas Frightmare, and there's all sorts of there's porno conventions, there's toy conventions, comic conventions. Why not VHS conventions?
Yeah,
We got to
that's
make
exactly
it happen, fellas.
You know, there's even Beanie Baby conventions.
Holy shit! Really?
And it reminded me because a buddy of mine came over last night and we watched like a 1998 release of it's called Beanie Liver Video. And it was these people spending literally thousands of dollars on Beanie Babies at conventions. And they're like, hey, man, I'll trade you quackers for, ticklies or whatever.
You know,
And it was
it just
Beanie Babies were the Bitcoin of 1998.
yeah, those and Pokemon cards.
that there's been no truer analogy ever stated than.
The Beanie Baby market crashed significantly.
Well, what's crazy is the lady on the video, too. She's like, well, and I like seeing that people are bringing their kids because 50 years from now, they'll be the ones collecting Beanie Babies. And I was like, if only you knew, lady.
No, and like it's the same thing with like tapes too. Like certain tapes are still like mega valuable, but the original sticker price for those tapes was still probably $100.
Oh, yeah.
yeah.
So or like $30 or so. So like you can, the value has not significantly changed from the original sticker price, if not gone down.
Yeah, based on
Hopefully,
whatever
hopefully
might
it
been,
stays
sure.
that way and it doesn't become some weird trend where, I mean, some people
Charge ridiculous prices, but they're not necessarily collectors. Like the fucking people on eBay that charge $10,000 for Beauty and the Beast. Fuck off. Are you kidding me? You can get it for 99 cents.
You got Beauty and the Beast in Champion Video?
Yeah, no, I do not. Probably because they're so rare.
Oh yeah, they're
and
so valuable. It's
worth
going to be the
millions
most
of dollars.
expensive tape in the whole store, of course.
it's in the Disney vault.
I heard that rumor was started as a big joke within the VHS community, and then somehow got like national attention. And whoever started that, I'd like to high five you because I think that's pretty funny. There's actually a thrift store here in town I went to with a buddy that they had a sign that said, regular tapes $6 for $1, Disney or clamshell tapes $2, and then it said Black Diamond Disney tapes $4.50.
Come on.
So the crazy thing was, if they heard the rumor, then they're allegedly worth thousands of dollars. So to thrift stores, they were like, well, let's do $4.50.
That's close enough, of course.
That's close enough. Yeah.
Oh
So
my
how are
God.
like thrift stores with you guys up there? Is there like a lot of cool spots to go look at? I imagine there'd be some old, porn stores or like video stores, or no?
They're getting worse and worse. They like the Savers that used to be near us used to have like this one big aisle, and then it's down to like 10 tapes, and all the other Savers around us are down. Saver, it's like a Goodwill kind of a store, secondhand store. Like all the places are getting really dried up. So really, the only place to find tapes nowadays are at flea markets, and it's in like even when you go to flea markets now, like so few people have good tapes. Like everybody's got a freaking copy of Twister. You know what I mean? But like nobody.
I have Tornado 2 or something.
Oh yeah, but like
some Twister ripoff.
To find good stuff, I mean, sometimes it's kind of I don't know. I feel like it depends on the flea market that you go to. Like I went to a flea market what Kev bought last summer, and I picked up what the hell's that movie called? Not the Boogans, the Willies. I picked up a copy of the Willies.
Oh, nice one, yeah.
And a couple other stupid tapes, and like Sorority Beach Party or something. I don't know, whatever. But it's I find that going out on the hunt, at least around in the central Massachusetts area, is very, very difficult these days. So I have always found the best way is to do trading on Instagram. It's I mean, you ask for what you're looking for, and as long as you've got some other stuff to trade, I find that more than likely you're always welcome to make out a deal with somebody. You know what I mean?
Absolutely, man.
Considering the fact that I typically nowadays look for goofy stuff that a lot of people, like most people, like I was looking for a copy of the Power Rangers movie, and I got a ton of people hit me up being like, yeah, I got a copy, and I ended up just making a deal with, I think it was one of the first people that answered.
Right.
So if stupid, whatever. If you're looking for like blank check or whatever, boom, like somebody's got it. You know what I mean? So I'm not out there asking for Microwave Massacre. You know what I mean?
Right.
So,
well, so now I'm so glad you mentioned Blank Check, because VHS Bloodbath, he's a real metal dude, and
oh yeah,
and he loves horror stuff, but he does, I can confirm, he does have a Blank Check poster on his wall.
That's awesome.
What's awesome is I was like, dude, I absolutely love that movie. I saw it at the dollar store or the dollar theater when it came out. And I didn't know what happened at the end, because the dollar theater actually caught on fire halfway through.
Holy shit.
And they had to evacuate us. Yeah,
What?
so for the longest time, I didn't know how Blank Check ended.
You know
But
how it
luckily,
ended.
yeah.
You got some super hot old,
Yeah.
older chick kissing a young underage guy, giving him a
Yeah,
boner.
it
That's
ends
what
in
happened.
statutory tongue rape.
Yeah.
I waited like 12 years to find out that's what happened.
Oh, speaking.
And the limo driver was just getting ice cream.
Yeah.
What
Hey,
happened? I was just getting some ice cream for your party.
Do you ever have people submit tapes or like donate movies to Champion Video? So I only ask because, like, for instance, VHS Bloodbath just came out with his new volume 2 of his mixtape, which I watched last night, and it was awesome. And I don't know if you put any of that stuff up for rent.
Oh, dude, yeah, I've got VHS Bloodbath Volume 2 in the video store that people can rent out.
Awesome.
Nice.
I actually I was really, really happy, because when I first started this, like Josh at Lunch Meat, he put up an article on his Lunch Meat blog, and that really opened it up to a lot of people. And then we had the local newspaper here. They came and did an article and interviewed me about the store.
Nice.
And it just kind of got out of hand in a really great way. So I had a lot of people that messaged me, hey, I've got these old tapes in my house. A lot of them were, filler stuff, but I'll always take them in and try to get them a good home instead of just someone tossing them or throwing them into a Goodwill where they won't get sold. So I have friends that make those tapes. I'll give them to them as blanks. But yeah, man, I don't, no tape left behind.
Nice.
Yeah, we'll have to get you a copy of the VHS Bandits Bestest Christmas Ever and Super Dracula's Halloween mixtapes.
Yeah, we got a whole bunch of VHS Bandit
Python
home
Force.
videos that have come out and are going to be coming out, probably later this year and into the beginning of 2019. So I'll make sure to get you some copies to put up there on the shelves.
Oh man, sign me up, dude. I will send you spaghetti noodles, spaghetti sauce,
Spaghetti
Sign me
O's,
spaghetti O's,
raviolis. I take vintage cans of Sonic the Hedgehog, SpaghettiOs with meatballs, and the one, what was it? The Ninja Turtle. One of them had them where it was like SpaghettiOs with like hot dog pennies.
Ugh.
I'll take that.
Hot dog
it was like little slices of hot dogs in there.
That's gross.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I'll take some of those.
I think they called them Franks on the
Franks,
can,
yeah,
which
yeah,
makes
Frank-
it even
Frank-
grosser.
Yeah, right. Yeah, spaghetti and Franks.
Ugh.
Hey, well, you know, spaghetti, it's a pretty straightforward formula. It's
Oh,
spaghetti in a ring, and you've got to change it up to stay relevant.
Oh, hey,
Yeah.
here's a big question for you. So obviously a big part of our show is, there's nothing better in the world than hanging out with your best friends, eating some junk food, and watching a crazy movie on VHS. And when you like to watch a tape, what is like your favorite junk meal to eat? Like, what is your guilty pleasure when you're watching some crazy tape, like Choppa Chicks in Zombie Town or something like that?
Oh, dude, I mean, obviously, you could never go wrong with pizza. I mean, pizza is always amazing, and any kind of toppings, anytime, any day. Man, I would say, like, dude, just the more sugar, the better. Like, you got your ice cream.
Is there anything
I
down
don't
in
know.
Houston that's in your area that you want to give a plug? Do you say, like, this is my go-to when I watch a tape?
Oh man, no. No,
What's
wait.
Oh.
We do have a lot of taco trucks, like with authentic Mexican taco trucks, and that stuff is amazing. So I would say go to any taco truck in Houston, and it'll be like very authentic, amazing street tacos that you can't beat.
Awesome.
Cool.
That's great.
What's the most popular snack that you sell at your store? Does the candy move, or does it sit on the shelf?
I'll give candy to people. It's kind of funny you said that too, because I've got like a candy machine that you put quarters in, and I had just gotten it from a friend of mine, and he had it in his garage for like years, and so someone like got a handful of M&Ms that were probably from like 1993 and was about to eat
Ooh.
them, and I had to literally knock them out of their hand and yell, "No, don't eat those!"
I don't know how to restock the machine.
Right? Exactly. Yeah. So yeah, I need to take those out just so it's not a
Hazard.
93 candy hazard. But yeah, there's stuff like I'll try to keep like Pocky in there, or whatchamacallit. It's like those toxic waste barrels, because I'm a big
Oh,
Taco
nice.
fan too.
Yeah.
Like Rolos and Snickers and popcorn and stuff. So anything that's free, I think people like, but they'll still buy them. I've got like chewing gum and nuclear warheads. Try to go for some of the 90s stuff like Fun Dip and those kind of things.
Yeah.
So I'm just curious, do you have any like regular customers? Because I always remember the two video stores that I frequented growing up. Like, I got to really know the owners, and I mean, and I would be in there like every single Friday or Saturday night. And they'd be like giving me recommendations or whatever. And so, like, do you have people that that weren't like friends of yours beforehand that came in, got a membership, and you see them on a regular basis now?
Yeah, actually, absolutely, man. And that's part of the fun. I actually met the girl that I'm seeing currently. I met her. She came in to rent some tapes.
Oh wow.
And yeah, she's actually a VHS collector, and she's gorgeous, and you guys know that's a pretty rare combination.
Wow.
I was like, wait, I was thinking it was a prank. My friends were like, yeah, go in there and just pretend you like him and rent some tapes, and like no girl could actually be that cool, right? But yeah, no, she's totally great, man. There's some regulars that come in that I've met doing this, and what's really cool is when people come in for the first time. I mean, they'll be like, hey man, it'll be like 15 minutes. I'll rent a movie. It won't take up too much of your time. We end up like becoming friends and talking for like 4 hours, and whatever time I have to get up for work, I just don't give a shit. It'll be like 1 in the morning. It's like, who cares? We're talking about the Spookies and Terror Vision and Black Roses stuff.
Awesome.
So it's really a great way. And what's cool about VHS collecting, it's not like records and video games where like everybody knows that people collect them. Everyone knows they miss playing Mario 3 and Contra, or like listen to certain albums on vinyl. But like when you bring up video stores to people, it's like something clicks in their head and they go, "Oh my God, I forgot that I missed those and that I cared about those so much now that they're gone." And I think that's starting to really strongly come back. You're starting to see more like Blockbuster memes on the internet, or Loot Crate will have like their little Blockbuster packs or things like that. But it's something that really, that was the fun of it, man. Something tangible. You could pick it up, look at the back of the tape, read the crazy description. You'd go in for a new release on a Friday night, and even though there was like 50 copies, they were all rented out. So you had to go for like the knockoffs. So say you went in for Gremlins, you'd leave with Hobgoblins or the Munchies.
Does that ever happen? Has anyone rented out the real movie and then you're like, well, we do have
may I recommend
Ghoulies.
this?
Yeah.
Well, it's I have a buddy, Aaron Combs of mine. He came over, and I know he's a Gremlins fan. I was like, dude, you should watch Hobgoblins and check it out. It's like a real trashy, super crappy version of Gremlins. And he was like, yeah, dude, we didn't even finish the movie. It was horrible.
Or like somebody comes in to see Alien, and you offer up like Creature, you know?
Creature, God.
Dude, Extra or something.
Forbidden World, or you know.
Right. Well, what's cool is, I mean, obviously, there's 6,000 tapes. I mean, I haven't seen all of them, and sometimes people will be appalled, like, oh, you haven't seen that. So, like, Danny, the girl that I'm seeing right now, for example, she's like, hey, have you ever seen Cat from Outer Space? I'm like, no. What's that? She's like, that's this talking cat.
I'm gonna copy that. I haven't seen it either.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like a Disney release, but it's like there's supposed to be some kind of billiard scene that's really bonkers, and I haven't seen it yet. But it's cool, man, because you kind of too. Right, exactly. We'll do a Cat from Outer Space episode. Yeah. But it's cool talking to people because they're, you know, I love hearing like what tapes they rented when they were kids. They'll see something that they haven't seen in a long time, and just like that subconscious memory comes back, and you see it in their face. And that's what really keeps me doing this stuff, man, is people come in and you kind of see them like relive their childhood in a sense. So it's pretty fun.
Yeah. Good stuff, man. Oh, I'm just beyond happy to hear that, you know, somebody out there is doing this. You know what I mean? And you know, the best thing about it is, you know, you putting this whole thing together is you're putting smiles on people's faces, no matter what. That's what the video store is all about. Is
absolutely, man.
Making people happy. You know what I mean? So just huge props to you for putting this whole thing together, dude.
Oh, thanks so much, guys. I appreciate that.
Yeah.
No, absolutely.
So-
you are an inspiration to VHS collectors everywhere.
Well, we'd love
I
to
hope-
have you back on the show again soon.
Yeah, no, guys, it was a lot of fun. You're super cool dudes. I think if we lived close, we would definitely be hanging out.
Oh, absolutely.
for
Street
sure.
Tacos, watching Chopping Mall and stuff, you know.
Absolutely. So just real quick, if you just want to give super shout-out plugs again to all your stuff, just for those people out there that are listening.
For sure. Yeah, sounds great. So you can find me on Instagram. It's at ChampionVideo. ChampionVideo does have a Facebook page. If you're interested in coming and checking out the VHS swap in Houston, it's on Facebook. It's Houston VHS Swap. And also VHS Slaughterfest is on Facebook as well. I try to kind of cross-post things on Champion Video to keep everybody in the loop, since there's a lot of different things going on. Can I give a shout-out to some friends?
Absolutely. Whatever you like,
absolutely.
of course.
Please do.
Because I've got $20. They're like, dude, say my name on the VHS Bandits. But yeah, man. So I'd like to shout out my buddy Ryan, VHS Dungeon. He's super cool guy. He's been a big part of helping me kind of like get the courage, I guess, to put myself out there and do the swaps here in Houston. And I think Horror Boobs, by the way, Matt from Horror Boobs, super cool guy. We got me and Bloodbath got to hang out with him and his wife at Texas Frightmare, and that was an absolute blast. Super kind, like instantly people that you're friends with right away. Something really cool. If you guys are like, if you know anybody in Dallas, a good friend of mine, Eli Luna, he does the Dallas VHS swap. And they actually have started having people pull up their cars in front of this really cool vintage toy store called Piranha Vintage. And if you guys are looking for people to talk to, he would be really good to be on your show too. He's a super nice guy. He's hysterical.
Awesome. Let's hook it up.
They do, yeah, man. I'll have his people call my people to call you.
That'd be good. Sure, yeah.
but they do swaps there, and we're gonna bring some of the Houston crew. We're talking about renting like a cargo van, driving up to Dallas, and going and swapping with them.
Nice.
And eventually, we'd like to do like a statewide swap kind of thing. So they
Oh.
also started to rent out tapes at Piranha Vintage, and they were gracious enough to tell me I was an inspiration for them doing that. And I was like, man, anything I can do to help out, dude, let me know. And the last guy, his name is Andy, and his last name is Champion. And believe it or not, we're actually not related. And he's working on actually opening his own video store.
Oh wow.
And he was like, dude, let's do like a Champion Video Part 2. And he's built like a shed in his backyard. And I
Yes!
a bunch of my extra stickers and membership cards and banners. Quote unquote.
You're a franchise.
Oh yeah, right.
He's a great guy, man. Super cool guy. Awesome guy to trade with. And I had a bunch of extra like video store posters and just sent him this like giant care package, man. So he'll be doing some stuff. So keep an eye out for him too. It'll be Champion Video 2 coming up pretty soon.
Oh,
That's
beyond
awesome.
dude. So cool. So cool. I'm just so see again. This is just awesome. It's so good to hear this kind of stuff. You know.
Absolutely, man. And you know this. I think if you treat people right and you surround yourself with positive people, that's really the key to you know. And you got to put yourself out there. If you have an idea, like I get a lot of people saying, "Hey, man, I wish we had something like this," and I'm always trying to encourage them. If you want something like that, do it. You know, like if you build it, they will come, kind of thing. And I'm happy to share any ideas of what we do, things that have worked, things that haven't worked. But if you're sitting there and you're a collector and you're listening to this and you're like, man, I really wish we had cool stuff like this, go for it, man. I mean, just do it. You know, get your friends involved. A lot of this stuff wouldn't be possible without all the help of my friends that helped me move 6,000 tapes from my old place to here, and that probably hated my guts by the time it was over with and needed chiropractic. But just, you know, use the resources you've got. You know, look at it like it's a networking kind of thing. Make friends with other collectors, build friendships and bridges like that, and get something cool going in your town.
Yeah. There you go. You heard it right here, folks. There you go.
That's right.
All
All right,
right.
one last question. I have to ask everybody, what is your most favorite Holy Grail tape that you own that you would never trade for anything, no matter what?
Oh man, this is gonna be. I've got some pretty cool rare tapes, like some, you know, like Return of the Deadly Spawn, Continental Big Box, and Video Violence and stuff. But the one tape I would not trade for nostalgia purposes is this completely shitty manners PSA for kids called Beezbo.
Oh, that sounds awesome.
Beezbo. It is probably the stupidest and greatest thing ever put on magnetic film before.
Oh man.
It's an alien that crash lands from outer space. He picks up bad manners from kids and then goes to, like, I guess, embarrass himself in front of these kids' parents, and then they teach him. It's full of like stupid magic tricks and terrible dad jokes.
Is it live action?
I have to
or-
write this down.
It is live action.
Holy
Some
shit.
kind soul actually uploaded it in different segments onto YouTube, and that's like the only thing. What was crazy is I was
Awesome.
trying to find some Beezbo images to like make into a birthday card as a joke for a couple friends.
Yeah.
And when I googled Beezbo, like Champion Video showed up in the image, because I guess I mentioned it in that article with Josh, and my son saw it. He
Nice.
was like, Dad, I googled your store, and like, or I googled Beezbo too, and then Champion Video popped up. So I'm gonna campaign to make sure the whole world knows about the magic and terribleness of Beezbo.
Awesome.
Hashtag bring back Beezbo.
Yeah, bring it back, T-shirts.
Oh, that is awesome. Wicked cool. Well, Jason, dude, it has been crazy cool talking to you today. Had a blast chatting with you about your store, and I'm just beyond happy that you put this together. You're putting smiles on people's faces, and that's really that's what we're all about, and that's what the community's all about, you know.
Likewise, guys. It's been a blast, and I really always I love the time and effort. I know what you guys do takes a lot of effort. I really like the passion you guys have for VHS, and just consider me a VHS Bandits fan for life. I'm going to go back and listen to every single one, because I have about 900 hours of my life to spend in traffic.
Hey, there you go.
So I'm gonna go back. I'll save money on audiobooks, but now you guys, thank you so much, and keep up the good work on your end. I appreciate that.
Awesome.
Likewise,
Thanks, dude.
thank you so much.
thank
You are the champion of video.
I'll take it. I'll take it.
The video of champions.
And that is
Awesome.
my real last name, by the way.
Oh no
Oh,
shit!
cool.
Oh,
So you
no way.
literally
Cool.
are then.
And this, I know you're trying to wrap it up, but I feel like this is necessary. So the song "We Are the Champions" by Queen, obviously is like our family song, and on our
Yeah.
answering machine growing up, right when the chorus hits for "We Are the Champions" was what picked up when you had to leave a message.
Nice. That's
awesome.
a cool family.
So what did you like when you was like record message now? Did you like just put the phone up to like a stereo boombox to play
yeah,
the
we
song?
had it right next to the boombox on audio cassette, man. You heard
Could you hear?
play.
Yes,
Yep,
that's
you
that
heard
was
the
my question.
That's awesome. Was that such a good idea? Oh my God! If you had a landline for your video store, you would put that on there for like when you're closed, you know?
Dude, you guys, I'm gonna hire you guys as marketing and PR. I love
Oh, perfect, awesome.
it. That's a great
Well,
idea. I'm
well-
gonna have to do that.
We'll have our people
got
call
a
you
burner
people. That's what
phone.
we'll do.
Yeah, have it ring into the hamburger phone or like the Garfield phone. You know?
Yeah, totally.
Heck yeah, dude.
When I was a kid, I used to have one that was like Mickey Mouse, like holding it out, like holding the
Yeah,
phone
dude.
out. Yeah. So.
I always wanted the like clear acrylic. You could see the inside.
Oh, and
like
it
Clarissa
it like lit
phone.
up. Yeah.
Yeah.
The landlines, the way of the future.
Yeah.
They're coming back, man. They're coming back.
Yeah. Tell that to the people with the Beanie Babies. So.
That's right.
I'll give you 3 Princess Diana bears for this Garfield phone.
Oh God. Oh man. All right, folks. Well, everybody, if you're out there, please go and check out Champion Video. So this has been the VHS Bandits podcast. I'm Dane Train here with my always co-host
Topher Hansen.
and our special guest.
Jason Champion.
Nice.
Awesome. All right, folks. Take care and be kind and rewind.